We are live, and I'm gonna get everything straight in a minute, and I will be. Here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm live. My name is Anthony Parker, and we will be talking about blind gun owners. I'm trying to do a little series about it, so y'all get ready for that. So, with that being said, let me play my intro, and we will be talking to you on the other side. What's up, everybody? What's happening? My name is Anthony Parker, home of Third Eye Visions, where we motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome all kind. I have a very interesting topic. I mean, very interesting topic. You ain't gonna believe this. You ain't gonna believe this. The music in the background has been provided by King OJ. If y'all looking for somebody for music, I got you. I got you. King OJ, he can provide the music for you. Y'all just holler at me and I'll get in touch with him. So with that being said, y'all, let me play my music, get everything set up, because I want to make sure you all enjoy everything that I'm about to put forth. So with that being said, man, how is everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's doing okay. Okay. Okay, I'm doing okay, and I hope y'all are too. So, with that being said, we're gonna jump right into it because I'm anxious to get it started, get it popping, because I got things to do, places to go. But still, in all, I want you to know what is going on, man. Y'all think it's a game. You think it's a game. So, anyway, since you think it's a game, I'm gonna let you know it's time to be welcomed. Welcome to Third Eye Visions. Let me stop playing. Welcome to Third Eye Visions, where we motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome all kind. I'm talking with a blind gun owner. He's also an advocate. Y'all ain't believe it. Y'all probably ain't believe it. Can blind people own guns? Well, anyway, Antonio, I ain't gonna give his last name. He is going to be talking to you about uh, his advocacy for being a blind gun owner and all that. So, with that being said, before I jump into that video, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you haven't done that. Oh boy. And make sure you like, share, and comment. But I really want you all to share this video and videos that I put up, because that's the only way I can get everything out. So with that being said, I don't want to be known as a rambler. I'm going to bring on my man of the hour. I'm going to sit back and, I want to send a shout out to everyone who has been supporting Third Eye Visions from day one. So, with that being said, I want to bring on my man of the hour, Antonio. What's up, man?
What's good?
Uh-oh, we got Barry White in the house. What's up, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
Okay, ladies, keep it on. Don't throw it on the stage. I mean, he sounds like Barry White. We're gonna get him out of his comfort zone because, hey, he tried to talk all sexy, but hey, it's all good. Maybe I need to stop the music because that's probably what's the enticing thing. Antonio, welcome to the show, boy.
Man, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you
No,
for having me on, man.
I appreciate you, man. Before we get started on the topic, and I'm glad to have you here. Tell everybody who you are and how you lost your sight and things of that nature.
My name is Antonio. How I lost my sight, I was actually born with a rare disease. One in, I think it's actually like one in a million people have it. It's called morning glory syndrome. So what it is an optic nerve disease. So, if y'all remember biology, the optic nerve has cones and rods and stuff like that in the back of your eye, and mine is just a big hole. So, I could see a little bit growing up to like I think age 4 or 5. Got cataracts, glaucoma, all that, all that good stuff. So slowly went away, and I've been blind, like totally blind, since probably 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what kind of skills that you have? What's kind of mobility skills you have?
Um, Man, shout out to BISM. I went to BISM in Baltimore, Blind Industries and Services of Maryland. You know, did my training out there, so I got all the skills, man. I'm decent at Braille. I'm good at cane travel. You know, all that kind of stuff. Not to be too braggadocious or anything like that,
Man,
but
brag. If you got it, you got it. So if
you know
you
what I'm
got it, you
saying?
got it, really, because that's
Yeah, yeah,
inspiration for a lot of other blind people. So are you decent in braille? Say that. Are you
yeah, yeah,
okay?
yeah. I've been reading Braille since preschool. Matter of fact,
Okay, bet that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can speak that little lingo because I heard you said I'm decent because I like how you get down with that. Understand me? I got young kids, so I still be up on that thing. So with
Yeah,
that being said, I want to say what's up to Patriot in the Dark. He's also a gun owner. To Wanda Sims and my man, First Amendment Ed. Thus far, these people are on here. They're gonna check you out, and we're gonna be talking about it because I'm very excited about it. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, blind people owning guns, and I'm a blind man. I really didn't think that that was the case, but I found some people who are here to prove me wrong. So tell everybody what you do, what you what you advocate, and just a little bit about everything that that you're doing for the blind people who wish to own guns.
yeah, man. So I recently founded, I guess you can call it an organization, the National Association of Blind Gun Owners. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook and all that. Anyway, throughout, I think so. I was working in Minnesota 2 years ago, and one of my coworkers was just rapping about guns and stuff that he had, and I was like, wait a second, you know what I'm saying? Blind people can own guns. This is news to me. So did my research and all that kind of stuff, and throughout the process of obtaining my gun, there was not too many resources out there. There's one or two books for blind people, and that's really it. So I decided to sort of be that resource and educate, blind and sighted alike, because when you hear a blind person with a gun, a lot of people just think, what? How does that work? You know what I mean? But it can be done, and we have the right to defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. We have the right to defend ourselves, and I'm gonna ask questions, and if I offend anybody, I'm sorry, but I don't know, so I'm gonna ask, and people might think it's crazy. But so tell everybody about the situation. Like, if you have the right to defend yourself and you are a blind gun owner, how does that work? Because people might say, well, he can't see how the heck he's gonna defend himself. I mean, you can defend yourself in other ways, shapes, and form, but as far as a gun, which is a deadly weapon, how do you explain to people how you actually can do that?
right. So for totally blind people like myself, while you can practice target shooting and stuff like that in self defense situations, really you're working with contact distance, no further. You're not taking crazy shots unless maybe if you're in the home, you're not in an apartment, you're in your own home, and you know how everything's laid out, you know where everybody in your house is, and maybe that's something you could do. But if you're out and about concealed carrying, you're not taking those shots unless somebody's right on you. You know what I'm saying? So
So when you say, and let me know if you can answer or not. So when you
yeah,
say taking target practice,
right,
and I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. One might say, well, okay, you're taking target practice. Okay,
yeah.
a criminal is not a person that's gonna stand still. So how would be taking target practice aid a blind person in being able to shoot with proficiency?
Uh, well, it's all about shooting. I mean, it's not just. There's a lot more that goes into shooting than just pulling the trigger. How you pull the trigger, your form, your grip, all that kind of stuff matters. And like I said, if you are totally blind, you're really not going to be shooting at any distances. You're going to be contact distance. So you're going to be they're going to be right on top of you, or you're gonna feel where they're at. So um, and a cane, if you have a cane, that also helps a little bit. It's sort of a guiding rod, almost, of sorts, to find
Okay.
the target.
And I hate making disclaimers, and I'm not trying to put you on spot so that you can, so I can embarrass you or anything. Because
No,
I
no.
mean, I definitely I'm afraid of guns, but I know they protect people. But you said you use canes, and that can determine whether that's like a determinant type of piece of instrument.
Right, right.
If someone breaks in your house and the cane and your arm length is not that long, somebody's
Yeah.
on the other side of the house, which maybe 30, 40, 30 feet away, whatever. How are you able to detect where that person is? Because
That's a good question. That that all depends on how you want to set up your home defense, and
Well, tell everybody how you know. I want you to. I don't want to bring you on here and say, well, try to bash you and say, well, and
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
understand. Give him ways so that so society people can know that okay, it can be done or it's possible, or if it's not possible, I'm gonna make a way. So give them what your ways.
Well, the way I do it is, uh, for me, I'm not really going out there and searching for somebody in the home. You know what I'm saying? If somebody breaks into my home, uh, eh, I'm kind of just staying where I'm at and let them come to you really, because you know where you're at, you know where the door is at, if you're in a room. So there's so many points of entry into one room. So if you know where those are at, you could hear people coming, and that's how that you kind of figure that out on your own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but
Okay.
as the blind person, I'm not gonna be walking around in my house searching for somebody that broke in. You know what I mean? I'm just
Mm,
not.
okay. Now, Patriot and Adult wants to know if you have a channel first of all,
I do not have a YouTube channel. I have a podcast. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, all that. It's NABGO podcast.
and I've checked out some of your podcasts. Now, now you are an advocate because I don't
Yeah,
want to keep for gun for blind gun owners, right?
right.
What again? What do you actually do as an advocate? What do what's your job? What's your title? What do you actually do in terms of being an advocate?
Right now we have the podcast where we have our perspective series right now where I'm really just trying to dive more into the topic with different people. Our first episode was Kerry McWilliams. Shout out to him. He's the first blind person that got his concealed carry license, and he has
Say his name again.
Kerry McWilliams.
Uh huh.
Yep. And I think he's got five or six of them now, in five or six different states.
Hmm.
Um, so we had him on. Our next episode coming out is a lawyer out here in Arizona, Mark Victor. And then I just recorded one yesterday with John Correa. He has a YouTube channel, Active Self Protection. So just getting different people's opinions on blind gun ownership, because it's kind of a gray area right now. It's not too much information out there about it.
Okay. What do you know that you can share with those individuals who are interested in becoming a blind? I mean, becoming a gun owner.
Right.
What can you share with them? Like
Well,
what has to take place, or what's the process, or whatever you want to share with them. So
right.
yeah. Go ahead.
So depending on what state you're in, right now I'm in Arizona. So for Arizonians, I guess you could walk in and go get a gun. Now for blind people, it's a little bit different. How it works is they treat it almost as if you were, let's say, illiterate
Hmm.
or maybe have some sort of motor deficiency. Um, you can't just go in and get your gun. You need to bring three people with you. So one person that they call a scribe and two people to witness it. So you bring those three people, depending on what gun shop, because some gun shops are just, sorry to say, they're just not going to serve you.
No, say it.
Yeah, they're just not going to help you. So don't be discouraged. Honestly, there's so many gun shops out in America. You just find a new one and move on. It's just not worth all the trouble of fighting it and all that kind of stuff. But you need three people, two witnesses and a scribe. You fill out your paperwork, and depending on what state you're in, you could take it home that day.
Okay, let me pause for a second because it's an emergency call. Hold on for a second, y'all.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, sorry about that, y'all. This is live. I'm glad y'all stay with me. So in essence, me being a totally blind person, if I want to have own a gun,
Hmm.
whichever state that acknowledges it, I can
Yeah.
bring. I would have to bring three people, right? Because I'm
Yes.
okay. Now, once you bring the three people, what happens next? What's the situation? Because I thought maybe you would have to go some target practicing, some kind of shooting, whatever, shooting range, whatever. Because I'm dumb in that aspect. So
To
what's it?
own a gun, you don't. If you're wanting to conceal carry, that's a whole different story. No, that depends. on what state you're in. Arizona here, you take a 4 hour class and you got your license. You know what I'm saying? You pay the fees and that's pretty much it.
Oh, let me don't take me fast. So as a blind person, if in Arizona,
Hmm.
hello. Okay, sorry about that. Go again. Tell me what is it?
What was I saying? Yeah, so in Arizona and I believe Texas as well, and a couple of the states, you don't need too much to get your license. You just take a class, pay the $60 or whatever fee for the packet, and you get your card back in the mail. And actually, Arizona is a constitutional carry state, so you, matter of fact, don't even need a license to carry. Um, there's a couple states, I believe Vermont is one of those as well.
Oh,
But in other states like North Dakota, Minnesota, you need to take a shooting test, and they vary on state to state, whichever. They're all kind of different. Some are shall issue, they'll give it to you. Some may issue, maybe not give it to you. It depends, on what state. Um,
so the places in which they require you to take a shooting test, blind people wouldn't be able to qualify to.
no, no, no. There's like I said, that man that I interviewed, Karen McWilliams, he passed the North Dakota shooting test, and that's, I think, one of the hardest to get.
Get
He
out of
had to
here.
shoot. Yeah, yeah, he had to shoot. Like I said, so you can do target practice and you can be accurate. It's just I
As
wouldn't
a
be doing
totally
it.
blind person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
Yep.
Wow. So visually impaired blind people, do you out here this? I mean, because I did not know that blind people could actually, and you just helped me understand that there's difference between concealing and then actually, I forgot the other. There's a difference
Owning
between,
a gun.
right, exactly. So,
Yeah.
um, so what else? What else did you find out, or what else could you when you go and advocate for blind people to get guns? What else do you provide? I mean, any type of paperwork that they must need, or just give them, that information
Um.
in terms of.
So if you're in California or Illinois, you're gonna need to get, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a certain card that you need to even consider buying a gun or even buying ammunition for that matter. Um, So those states that, that's kind of the issue. And there, I have on the website, you can find us at
Mm,
nabgo.wordpress.com. If you go under the resources page, I have a link to a website that has all the gun laws for each state. So you just choose your state and it shows all the gun laws for your state right there.
okay. Well, I'm gonna take a pause and let everyone know that I'm not ignoring y'all in the comments. I will be reading the comments in a second, so y'all just put them up there because this is a very interesting topic for a lot of visually impaired people. Ezekiel just said that he owns 3 guns and whatnot, but this is all new to me and I'm excited. I hate to sound like a little kid, but I didn't know that was possible because I had talked with someone at this job that I work, and he was telling me he was a gun owner. I was like, man, get out of here. I don't believe that. He was
Yeah.
very adamant about it and everything. So, but the thing of it is, to be a gun owner and to protect your home, it may sound a bit. Is that a, can I say, paradox? Is that a paradoxical statement? But anyway, if it is, it isn't.
Mhm.
The thing of it is, how a lot of sighted people, they're going to watch it and they're going to want to know, well, how, if he has a gun, how could he actually protect? And you said it, but to get back into that, how could they actually protect the home in terms of shooting? Because if someone breaks in and they don't say anything, how are you going to know where they are? And I don't want to sound like, because I'm blind,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying this, but it's just being real. How are you going to know where they are? Even if you owning a gun, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, for me, I could hear, I've been blind for a long time, so it's not that we have supersonic hearing or anything like that. It's just that we pay, a little bit more attention to that, that sense. So for me, uh, I have a security system sort of
Mm,
here, even though I'm in an apartment, I have a
yeah,
camera
yeah,
here
don't say you are.
to get a picture. Someone walks in the door, it takes a picture of them. I got an app on my phone, so when my door opens, I know. When my door unlocks, I know. When the windows open, I know. and they're all labeled, so I know where which window, which door. You know what I'm saying? It's all laid out, so I know where it's at. Um, and I know my house, backwards and frontwards. You know what I'm saying? So I know where that bullet's going if I shoot.
Okay, so as I play the devil's advocate again, the chances
Yeah.
of you actually, let's say for instance, somebody who your relative or whatever coming in or breaking in or whatever, you know that that's not them because they wouldn't
Yeah.
do such thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I
Right.
yeah,
Right.
okay, I got you on that. I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, shut me up if I sound crazy, but it's
No,
just
you asking the question that I've gotten from all the sighted people.
thank you.
So
All right, all right, cool. So, um, how long have you been a gun owner? I don't know basically.
not very long. Not very long. Pretty something like 6 months. I would say something like that. Pretty recent. I
Okay,
didn't, like I said before, I really didn't even know until 2 or 3 years ago. Shout out to Brandon Wisby who put me on. I
okay.
didn't even know blind people could own guns.
Me
So
either.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And that's
So what
part
kind?
of this too is I'm trying to, let blind people know that one, you can own guns, and two, you can do it, safely, accurately, and you have the right to use self defense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
As a blind person.
Okay. So what kind of gun you got?
Uh, I have a Smith and Wesson MMP 2 compact. It's pretty much the Smith and Wesson version of the Glock 19, which is probably the most common gun out there, as far as civilians go. Full size pistol,
Okay.
nine
Well,
millimeter.
I just got a comment from Ezekiel.
Hmm.
He said that Louisiana's open carry. So I'm wondering, Zeke, maybe you can help me out if that includes blind people as well. And then I'll ask you, uh, are blind people allowed to carry it in the open, in open setting?
That depends on state. So it's not really blind people. It's just our people. So Arizona, like I said, constitutional carry. So that means you don't need a license. You can carry concealed or open. Now, the thing about carrying open carry is that everybody knows you have a gun, and that kind of takes away the purpose of having the gun. You don't want people to know you have that gun because then it takes all the surprise out of it.
But Antonio,
Yeah.
and I'll play the sighted person, and
Hmm.
you know, a blind person with in that area in Arizona having a gun that's not concealed.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. It's a deterrent, but then again, if somebody were to approach you, is it how effective will it be? And I know you probably don't know because you haven't done it. Do you think would it be if you were to try to pull out and actually defend yourself because there are crowds, there may be people walking around, and you said you've taken target practices. To me, that I understand, man. It's more in a house. It's you have a better chance, but in an
Uh,
opening, how effective would it be, or how much how much can you do in that aspect?
like I said, if you're out and about, it's
Mhm.
contact. It's contact only. You're not shooting at nobody that's 5 feet away, 2 feet away. They need to be right on you,
I heard that.
assaulting you.
Okay,
Because the thing about owning a gun, and it takes a certain type of person to own a gun. You need to be able to check your ego. You need to be able to,
there you go.
think through
There you.
things.
That's
You
what I
need to be
want.
able to have situational awareness. You need to know what's around you, who's around you. You know what I'm saying? If Let me put it this way: if you wouldn't go somewhere without your gun, don't take your gun there. That's not smart. You know what I'm
Say it
saying?
again. Say it again.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're not gonna go somewhere without your gun, don't go there with a gun, because you're just asking for trouble, really. And
Okay.
and
Cause
using a gun in self defense, it's not you shoot the trigger, you pull the trigger and it's over. You fighting the case after that, you know.
okay. So have you ever heard of any law or any not laws, but have you heard any situations where blind people have used the gun and maybe uh killed someone? Unfortunately, if that was
Uh,
attacking them.
I haven't actually. I haven't done all the research I did. I could find, not too many cases. There was a case where I found cases of blind people getting their guns taken away. Um, but not too many where they had to use it in self defense. Now, the dude I talked to, Karen McWilliams, talked about he had to pull a gun on somebody in self defense a couple times, but he's never shot anybody. Um, thank God. So there's a lot that comes with that. Like I said, it's it's a traumatic experience having to use a gun in self defense. You know, it's
It would
not.
have to be, especially
Yeah.
if you're visually impaired, because
Hmm.
you have to exhibit a great deal of restraint. Then
Yeah.
you have to understand, because like I said, for instance, if you could see and I pull a gun out on you, you have a gun. My thing is you would have the upper advantage. I mean, as opposed to a blind person
Hmm.
or somebody who can't see that. I'll just use me. Then
Yeah.
I would just shoot.
Yeah.
Trying to hit you as a target, as opposed to a
Hmm.
person who can see. They can aim, and get set and then do what they have to do. You follow what I'm saying? If I
Yeah. Yeah. As blind people, it's all reactionary. That's the
Right,
thing.
right.
Is you don't have the upper hand, so that's why you carry concealed. Don't ever carry open. That's just not smart. That's asking to get your gun snatched out of your holster. You know what I'm saying? Um, Depending on what gun, if you can carry it in the pocket, if you have a decent pocket holster, that might be the move.
Mm,
Shoot through the clothing. Uh, that's something that's a doable.
mm,
If you carry concealed, that's also a doable. Working on drawing that gun quickly and getting it to bear. Is dry fire is really your best friend. You need to practice with that because, like I said, is
and what's
it's
that?
all reactionary. Dry fire, so firing the gun without any bullets within it. Just
Pulling out.
racking the slide. Yeah, just doing that at home. Just so you get a feel of gripping the gun, pulling the trigger, all that kind of stuff. And if you're gonna do that, please, please, please don't have a magazine in the gun. Keep ammunition in another room. Follow the four gun safety rules, all that kind of stuff.
Well, tell them what they are.
Uh, One is don't put your finger on the trigger unless you're shooting. So
Okay.
whether that means putting it on the side of the gun or just keeping it out of the trigger guard, because you never know what's gonna happen. Something you might get jostled or something like that. Pull the trigger. You don't want to pull that trigger sometimes. So,
Okay.
um, and
Two.
these are not in any particular order.
Right.
Knowing what your target is and what's beyond it, as blind people, like I said, if you're doing contact to contact, it's a little bit different. But just making sure if you're in the home, know where your family and where everybody's at in the home, so you don't be shooting because bullets do go through walls.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
making sure you know where everything is at and what's wall and all that kind of stuff.
Do you think it all? Because my man Joe just brought up a question. Do you think, as blind owners, that
Mhm.
it's best to have a gun that spreads out, that what I'm saying, just in case you don't miss, or you miss or whatever, like a shotgun which has buckshots and it spreads out over a particular area to make sure you'll be able to hit your target, or it just does not it doesn't matter.
Uh, to be honest, like that myth that people talk about, a shotgun spread, they really don't spread that much, man. They really don't. Now, do I would I recommend a shotgun for home defense? Yeah, probably. That might be a good option. Now, is it gonna spread crazy? No, it's not gonna spread too much. Especially at in the home distances 30, 40 feet, it's not gonna be spreading too much. So you do have to aim. That's a myth. You can't just point and shoot. You do
So,
have to
yeah,
aim a
okay.
little bit.
So you got that, y'all. Definitely, definitely,
But I
man.
would
You
recommend a shotgun for that for sure.
okay? So what was your response when you first pulled your first trigger and heard the bang and just the adrenaline rushing and everything? How would you how and not being able to see? How did you feel?
Man. Well, this gun, I actually haven't taken this gun out yet because of this whole pandemic thing.
Right.
So I haven't really found an opportunity to shoot this gun yet. But I plan to very soon. So
How did you target practice?
not with this gun. I've when I say when I'm talking about target practice, I wasn't talking about me. I'm just talking about how blind people would do it. I have done target practice. I grew up around BB guns and airsoft and that kind of stuff. So I do know how to shoot and all that kind of stuff. I just haven't done it with this gun yet.
Okay, for those who don't understand how target practice work, give them some education on how if I were to go to target practice, what does
Mhm.
it entail? What
So if you're indoors, they're using paper targets probably. That you might need some help with a sighted person to just tell you where it's at. Now, if you're outside, some of the outdoor ranges have steel targets, and you can hear when the bullet hits the target.
Mm,
It'll make a little ping noise.
mm.
So if you can, I would recommend going to those. So you are able to hear when you hit the target.
And how far are targets usually? 30
Uh,
feet.
that depends. It all depends on how you set it up. Um, the FBI says that the average range for self-defense civilian shootings is 3 to 7 yards. So
Say that again, because I was. What
yeah,
was it?
the average civilian self-defense distance is three
Mm.
to seven yards.
Oh, that's how.
So
I thought they were like 40 feet away. I didn't know that.
no, well, 3 to 7 yards is nine
Oh
to
yes.
bad
Okay.
at math, 27 feet, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what they say is the average, But now they have targets, and you can be shooting at. I know Kerry McWilliams. He shoots at 100 yards, 400 yards, sometimes with a rifle and a scope. That you do need sighted assistance for, to be honest. But it's all about how you make it work.
Wow. You have definitely. You have really. I don't know if you've encouraged me to go get a gun because I'm still scared. But I tried shooting one. I had shot a 9 millimeter before,
Hmm.
and I did the worst. All right, I did the worst thing that happened, and that's shooting it in the air. And they said never, never, ever supposed to do that. And I did it, not knowing where the bullet was gonna come, and I don't know where it
Yeah,
went. But God, thank God it didn't kill anybody. So I don't know
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. but
All bad.
yeah, but yeah, as I keep saying, yeah, I didn't think that it was. Anything is possible in life, but for blind people to
Hmm.
own a gun, and I would be the first to admit that I was ignorant to the fact because, like, well, how do you know people are? But if you,
Hmm.
by you opening my mind, and that's what this show is all about, educating me and stimulating my mind, and just just let me think in other on other terms. It allowed me to think in a different way. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So that's the
right.
situation. So how did your people feel about you actually getting the gun as a blind person?
You talking about my family?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure. I mean, I told them, but I didn't really hear nothing back. I live on my own, so you know, it, I kind of do what I want to do, really. You know what I mean?
You gonna
So,
tell them like you were getting the gun?
I told them after I got it, some of my family went to go with me to get it, because I did need those 3 people. So, they approved, and my family knows that I wouldn't do something unless I felt I could do it, and I could. And that's the thing for blind people. If you don't feel like you're ready to own a gun, just don't do it. Just wait. You don't have to own a gun. You don't.
Okay.
You have the right to, and if you're ready to, you can. But like I said, it takes a certain type of person to own a gun, blind or not. You need to be able to think through things, make smart decisions. You need to be able to have that restraint because you
Okay.
shouldn't be shooting that gun in self defense unless you're like gonna die. You know.
Mm,
So here's the way I think about it: is like
okay.
if I pull this trigger, I'm either going, if I don't pull this trigger, I'm gonna die, and if I pull this trigger, I'm fighting a case. So am I willing to spend the rest of my life in jail because I pulled this trigger? And if I'm not, then don't do it.
I'm glad.
So
Great
the only
advice.
reason I would do that is if I'm in danger, my wife is in danger, my family's in danger. That's the only reason I'm pulling that trigger.
Great advice, man. You're a strong man because I mean I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even think that I would even conjure up the idea of actually getting a gun and whatnot. But now I'm really really trying to think. The neighborhood I live in is it's okay, but
Hmm.
I haven't had any situations like talking about it like further back behind me. But
Hmm.
you make me kind of really want to think about it. And I'm gonna weigh my options, and I'm really thinking about it. And that's what I wanted to have you on here. Um, to come and educate the people as well as me because I did not know about this situation. There's like you said, there are certain states that allow blind people to either carry guns or,
Hmm.
own them, whatever the case may be,
Yes, and
and
there's
whatnot.
also some states that don't. I can't remember what state it is, but some of them heard that blind people were getting guns, and they made it so that you need a driver's license, not an ID, to obtain a gun. So, for those states, that's just I'm not sorry, not to obtain, to get your license. So those states, it's not happening. Um, Minnesota's the same, I believe. Talking to Kerry McWilliams, he passed their shooting test twice.
Mm.
Took it to court, and they would not give him his Minnesota permit.
And what was the reason? Do you know, or did he say
Just
why?
because he's blind, man. That's it.
So each state don't necessarily, even though it's a Second Amendment right to bear arms, each state
Hmm.
doesn't, that they don't have to acknowledge it. They don't have to, you know.
They don't have to give you a license. Now, the workaround is, depending on what license you get, what state you get your license in. Like Arizona here, if you get your license and you take the little 4-hour class, you find an instructor to, that's willing to have you and, um, do all that stuff. If I get that license, I can carry in about, I think, 33, 34 states.
Oh wow, okay,
So,
all right,
they all, some states recognize other licenses, some don't. So check out that website that I have on our NAMCO website, and you can check out what states have reciprocity in other states and all that kind
okay.
of stuff.
Give it to him again, and then I want you when I get off of here, because I'm about to close. You know
Yeah.
what? Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, give it to him again. Hold on, let me see. I probably can do this. Okay, no, I can't do it. But give it to them again, and I'll put the link in the description. So tell them
Got
with the
you.
website. The
It's
website.
nabgo.wordpress.com. You can find us on Twitter at nabgo1. We are on Facebook. We have a little group right now. It's National Association of Blind Gun Owners. Check us out. We have the podcast, NABGO podcast, and we have two coming up that I'm really interested in.
You
So
want to tell everybody what it is. You want to keep it under wraps because
no,
y'all need to go and check it out because it's interesting. Go ahead.
yeah. So we have the lawyer, Mark Victor. He has some opinions that I, don't agree with, but he has the right to his opinions, and he's
And that makes
a
for an interesting conversation because you can't
right,
all have
right.
people that agree with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And then yesterday I had John Correa from Active Self Protection. Y'all check his channel out. He does a lot of his channel is he breaks down situations where people need to use guns in self defense, and he narrates them pretty well. And as blind people, it actually he gives a pretty good description of what's going on. So check those out. We had him on yesterday to talk about blind people, guns and Christianity, using how that fits in as far as self defense and
That ought
being
to
a
be
Christian.
interesting. That'll be,
Hmm.
okay.
So
Well, yeah,
that'll be
yeah.
coming out soon.
Check it out, man. Look, if anytime you want to come back on the show, man, and talk more about it, because I have been checking out your podcast too as well, and it's some interesting stuff. He does great work, man. So with that being said, I want you to come on here so you can let me know what's going on and let my audience know that if y'all are interested in owning guns, I'm doing like a series of other people that I'll be talking to as well,
Hmm.
and y'all definitely want to check out my man Antonio and give him the podcast one more time.
It's NABGO podcast.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. You want to say anything about just anything about gun ownership as a blind person?
Uh, nah, I mean, I just want to say that if you're not ready, don't do it. That's it. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna buy a gun, I recommend going to a range that lets you rent guns so you could try out the gun before you buy it.
Okay.
That's a smart thing to do.
Try it before you
Um,
buy it so you can get
yeah,
accustomed to
right.
it. So,
Other than that, man, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
man, thank you, man, and all the females, y'all can put them back on now. I mean, Barry White is about to leave the
Oh,
building.
no, no, I'm married. You know what I'm saying? So
Look, we still got little deep
don't get me
voice.
in trouble, man.
Those females like, oh, Antonio.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's
Oh
been a
man.
pleasure. It's been a pleasure, man. My
Man,
home is your
likewise.
home, baby. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, uh, with that being said, man, I'm about to hit this outro and go use the bathroom and shut the door because my little boy left the door open. So, and I don't
All
have
right,
a
man.
gun, so anybody can walk in. Oh man, I'm gonna have to call Antonio.
All right, appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
All right, God bless.
Okay, okay. I hope y'all enjoyed this segment, my show. Hey, look, once y'all go to my YouTube channel, Third Eye Vision /Anthony, and hit the like button, because I know a lot of y'all on Facebook. I caught y'all. Go to my YouTube channel, man, because what I'm about to start doing, I'm going to only give y'all 5 minutes of the video. So y'all best to go over there and do that, man. Thanks for the new subscribers. Thanks for my current subscribers. Thanks for Patreon in the Dark. Thanks for Tawana. Thanks for Joe Thompson. Thanks for Alita, Humble Life. Thanks for First Amendment Ed. Thanks for everybody, man. I can't remember y'all because I ain't write it down, but I appreciate it with love, man. For real, man. Y'all got any questions, man? Y'all welcome to hit my man up at on his podcast. What else? That's about it. Let me see if y'all have any delay. Anybody want to talk? Anybody want to have? Okay, y'all. If y'all want to comment, I'll stay on here a couple of more minutes, and then I'm gonna move on. But man, thanks for that's very interesting. I'm dead ass. Very interesting because I didn't think that blind people could own guns, and that's what this is all about, being enlightened. So y'all definitely please go to my channel and hit the like button. Don't just go on Facebook because I'm starting next week, and I got some great stuff coming up pretty soon too, y'all. I'm not gonna give it away. Okay, well, thank you, Zeke. I didn't know that. Thank you so much. I ain't gonna lie, I'm thinking I'm really now that I'm seeing all this new information about blind people actually can own it, especially in Louisiana. I'm thinking about getting one. I'm thinking about it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm definitely because I like when I first shot my my one of my neighbors had a 9 millimeter. I was very afraid. I'm ducking down and everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was an experience, and that was my first time that I've ever shot a gun. I guess that's it. So look, again, go to my YouTube channel, man. Hit that like button. Show me some love. Don't just go on my you. Don't just go on the Facebook because I'm about to just start next week. Just give y'all only 5 minutes of the show, and then you're gonna miss out on some good stuff. So I love y'all, man. Keep subscribing, share, and if there's anything I can do for y'all, you let me know.